What is up, guys? YouTube, this is Gideon here, your local therapist, gamer. I mean, at this point I'm not sure what I am, but I know what I'm doing. And what I'm going to be doing today is a brand new two-part series. Now, why I'm doing this is I kind of realised the other day, rather than reacting to different games, I thought, you know what, let's create a baseline. In therapy we do this all the time, we get a sense of, where someone's coming from, like what it is they believe, where there's the kind of feel of a certain subject is. And we might go through this in a lot of different ways, but I thought, rather than just reacting to different games, what I could do is I could give you my baseline. And the way I want to do that, I want to make it as interesting as possible. So, you've seen this game before. This is Total War Warhammer 3. And this is, as I've said in my first introduction video, one of the most calming videos and games. Probably one of the games that I most use as a way to balance my workload, calm my mind, take me to a place where I can kind of autopilot. And that's not to say that I'm amazing at it or that it is very easy. It's really not. The AI can be quite sneaky, but yeah, it has a really particular place for me. And I'm not going to say I understand fully what that place is or why it has it, but I thought it'd be a really good kind of way to approach the two halves of how I feel is a kind of good descriptor of the types of games we play. So it's going to be a two-part series, and the first part, which is, as I say, Total War Warhammer 3, is going to be called The Calm. The next part, as you might have guessed, is going to be called The Storm. And these two games, these two videos we're going to record together, they are going to encapture those two elements. Again, I have no idea what's coming, so who knows how calm it's actually going to be. This game, as I say, has a interesting quality of keeping you on your toes, and equally so for The Storm. I'm not going to let you know exactly what that is yet, but that's also a game that I very, very much enjoy playing, but a much more emotional game, and a lot more frustration and anxiety that goes on there, but something I equally love to play, but in a different kind of way, on a different day, shall we say. So let's have a little look, and I'll kind of go through this as we go. For those that have never played this game before, if you're new to Warhammer, Games Workshop, Warhammer, the Black Library, if you read the books, it's a very diverse universe, lots and lots of different races, different lords, all the rest of it. Now as I say, I've loved this game for a long time, from game 1 through to 3, through all the controversy, and I have all the DLC. So it gives us a good chance to look at exactly what out of this game that I'm saying is a calming game, what is a calming race? Like, what race would I choose to have a calm playthrough? And what you don't see here is that I'm smiling as I say calm playthrough, because I'm not quite sure that exists in this game, to be honest. My brain is kind of leaning towards the dwarves, I've got to say. They have a special place in my heart, the dwarves.
Retake the realm.
They really are very kind of strong, very stable. Maybe that's an element of what makes a calm playthrough. how powerful something is, how quickly they can do what they're good at. Some of the starts in this game are brutal. Malachi, I think, voted one of the best lords in the game. Most played, I think, somewhere up there. But my god, the start is yeah. What shall I do, I wonder? Do you know what? One of my favourite races, and I know a lot of my friends will laugh at this, that may watch this video, it's got to be Gelt. I mean, Gelt he's kind of the OG. He's the guy that was there at the beginning, and he's kind of the Empire's answer to Teclis, I guess, if anyone knows what that means. He's a big boy mage, basically, and yeah, he's been changed around a lot. Maybe that might be the call. Maybe, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna play it on hard. Yep, let's play it on hard. Oh, that's good. Let's jump into it. So, I hope everyone's been doing well. It's taken me a little bit of time to get back to you. Still trying to get the kind of sense of recording, the energy for it, and the time as well outside of my client work. There's a lot of mistakes. I mean, anyone that's ever kind of tried to start doing this, or Twitch or whatever, it's just an enormous amount of mistakes that you can make, and when it comes to recordings, there's nothing worse than making a recording and it just not working, or it being corrupted. Yeah, that's kind of brutal, to be honest.
Might and magic are mine to command.
Yes. So let's have a look. We're jumping straight in, and as I say, I'm gonna kind of narrate this as a therapist, of course, but I'm also, for those people that haven't played this game, because as I say, I'm never going to stop saying I love this game. I'm going to kind of talk a little bit about what I'm doing.
Yes,
I think the tricky part about that is that when you've played a game quite a while, you don't always realise how much you're doing, and how much you're missing, kind of if you're telling someone else. My sister recently got a copy of this game, and she's notoriously quite difficult to please when it comes to games. She either loves it or she hates it, but this, I think, is one of those games that, I don't know if anyone gets what I'm saying here, but if you could literally force your best friend or your family or whatever to love a game, so that you could play it with them, so that you could enjoy the things that you enjoy, I think this is that game for me. I know other people in my family enjoy it, but why is it so enjoyable? Well, yes, that is a good question. Well, maybe we'll talk about that as we go through. So let's talk a little bit about what is going on the screen right now. So this guy here, this is Gelt, and this is represented by this little portrait down here, and this is the army that they've given us to start with. Some basic troops, an elite kind of swordsman, a couple of crossbows, kind of middling, a bit of cav, and a Hellstorm rocket battery, one of my favourite units in the game. Think of fireworks going off, lots of fireworks, lots of damage. And who's this guy right here? So we represent this little flag. This is our flag of us. Wow, amazing language there. So this little version of the flag is also one of our guys, and this is a captain. Okay, captain's cool. And a captain essentially is someone that is kind of a frontliner, you know, just like a swordsman, and he can do a few certain things. He can help buff people. Now, I never quite remember how you do this, but let's have a little look at who we've got. So you can actually check what the RNG has given you. Oh, here we go. So basically they all come with different skills except for the lords. They have theirs defined, and his skill is that he's faster. Basically he's 20% faster, and he's a strider, so he's kind of better with terrain. And what we're going to do, rather than have him just wandering around randomly attacking people on his own, we're going to join him up to my army, and then we're going to go and we're going to smash into this guy. Now the way I'm going to play this, because I want to make this as fluid as possible and show you as much as possible, I'm going to basically play it like the way I would play it. So my army, their army, and in here we have kind of basically the information about how this battle would play out. So essentially here we can see what the map would be for the mission if we were to go in and fight it manually. We can run away, we can fight it, as you say, manually, or we can auto it. And auto resolving it, just basically it tells you here kind of how that's going to pan out if you lose too much. And if I kind of hover over this, one of the great quality of life features they added in the last year or so is that any of these guys on the left, if they were going to die, they would go into a red box, would basically appear around them. So I can kind of say, okay, do I want to kind of do it quick? Is it a fight I don't want to fight? And how much am I going to lose? So this one is green. Green is always a good sign, and there's nothing dying, so we're going to auto that. Bam, bam, bam. Yong Sun has fallen over. You see we've got a bit of damage there. I'm going to try to crawl some of that damage back. We've got some options. So the options we have, I can have 330 gold. I can have some replenishment, which is nice. You see the yellow that appears there on the left. That's going to give them some health back. Or I can kind of boost their experience going forwards. I'm going to go with some health. And I also got an iron. Also completed a quest. So that's nice. What do we have on the map here? Well, up here we have the gold amount. We've got a nice little bit of gold to start with. This is what we get per turn. So we get another 1,361 per turn. This is one of his particular qualities that he has for his playthrough, which is arcane essays. That's basically these factors if you fight battles, from buildings, different kind of ways to get these essays, and the more you get them, the more you can basically kind of do. And he's a mage. Let's just be really clear about this. He's like he's a big kind of like figure in the magic world, Gelt. So
By the comet.
we've also got here a level. So I'm going to go and click over here,
You summon me.
and we're going to look at what we want to spend this on. So this is his talent tree. Think of it like that. Now, what makes Gelt really good, is this spell right here, Searing Doom. It's quite a large spell, large area, and it's pretty damaging. It can be really boosted with him. So we're going to put a point into that, make him more effective. Now, normally, we would put a point into making him move further. That's usually the first point most people put into their first kind of level up. But we're not going to do that because we can see clearly here that this green kind of more vibrant green is how far he can travel this turn, and this slightly lighter green is if I change this to March, which makes him kind of move 50 further, that would put him over here, but it means he couldn't attack. So it's just a way to speed him up, but you can't really do anything else. So you notice I still have this little yellow. That means there's still someone to have an upgrade, and it is this man right here. So we're going to go and have a look at him. Now, with him, yeah, so this, we could make him more effective as actually a character, but I'm going to go with the training because that actually boosts the experience for all of the guys that are in my army. And I think that's just on paper a much better bang for my buck, as it were.
I am ready. Are you?
You can hear Gelt there. Gelt has a very, let's say, particular personality with his golden mask. Yes, usually you'd think that people that you really like playing and you really enjoy, they tend to be nice people. I don't really know if nice is the way I would say Gelt comes across. Maybe we'll kind of look at some of that later on. I won't spoil that for you. But we're gonna jump in here, and we know that we're at war with these guys. So we've got this like red crisscross here, and we're gonna go and attack. And we know that because if we look at these, this is a race that we're not at war with. They don't much like us though. And then we have a race that we aren't at war with over here, but they do like us. You see the little green face, little red face. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to smash these guys. And another easy auto. And we're going to take this town. And we get another item there. Now let me just tell you a bit about what Gelt is doing here, because this is a bit of a weird start. If people are starting this game, they'd probably expect to just, you know, start in their main settlement, start in their capital, start fighting, you know, build your lands up and all the rest of it. And that would be very normal for this game. Gelt used to be like that, but not anymore. So what's happening with Gelt here is he is out in the middle of nowhere, right over the right hand side of the map, and it is a very large map. And he is in the territory of the dragons, which is the race of Cathay. And the living dragons are kind of the leaders around here. And they are essentially, you know, dragons that take the form of humans, and they lead this kind of civilization with a yin and yang kind of perspective. Which, now I think of it, probably would have been a better playthrough with the whole yin and yang and just the kind of karmic balance, but maybe another day. So what's happening here is, because we're in his land and we're on this kind of bizarre excursion, I can only imagine someone slighted him, or, you know, he's been irritated by someone's dress code or something, and he's wandered miles out of his starting area. So we're getting contacted right now by the Iron Dragon, Zhao Ming, who is, as I say, one of the leaders of Cathay, one of the lords you can be. And because I've killed one settlement, I get an option. Okay, that's kind of new. What can I do? So I can get some stuff for recruiting if I want to live here. I can get some money, but he won't be happy. He will remember this. Or I can get this settlement to instantly upgrade. Now, my plan isn't to stay here. The Empire, I want to get back there as soon as I can, where all the fun is. So I don't really want to be over this side of the map. It really is quite a long way from the Empire. So I don't mind kind of making him a little bit irritated with me to cash in on, you know, the gold. Now remember, I already have a fair bit, but I want as much as I can get, so that if I get back, I'm going to make that journey as easy as possible. So I'm going to decline. Sorry, dragon, please don't eat me. And we have done another turn, and because of the passive kind of gain that happens, I got another upgrade there. So this time, as much as I want him to be more powerful, I want him to actually move more, because we want to be able to kind of get this bit done, really. So even though it's only 5%, I'm going to make him kind of move more, further, should I say. I'm just going to check the building. And I'm going to, I think I'm just going to kind of generate money, honestly. So these are all the buildings you can have. They've all got different, you just mouse over them, find out what they do. But I want this little beauty here. It creates a nice amount of money. Takes 1 turn to build. And I'm also going to get some archers. And what I'll do is I'll actually take a hit here. I'll get some in 1 turn, but I can only have 2. What I'll do is this locks me in place. It takes 2 turns to get these ones, but it will get me a full 20 quicker. Now, the reason I'm going to do this and not move as quick as I'd like is because of this health loss. It's going to take at least 2 turns to get a good bit of this health back, so I don't really have a problem waiting. So that's good. We've recruited. We've got 5 coming there, and because it's 2, we can recruit some with a 1 turn timer on the next turn. And we're just going to check. Yes, I thought I saw a item. So we're going to give him, because he's not magic, we're going to give him a magic ring. There's nothing else to give out. We're going to do our research. Now this is daunting. This is very daunting for people. This is your research tree, another tech tree, if you will, and it's nicely broken down into essentially what it does. This is, I would say, one of my most enjoyed parts of this game. It really is so much fun to be able to, really tailor your experience to, how you want to play, what type of player you want to be, what kind of units you like using. So because this guy's a mage, I'm going to really push into the mage side of things, and that means I'm going to go with this one. So experience gain 25% for all spellcasters, so that includes Gelt, and minus 50% for battle wizard recruitment buildings. Okay, so basically all buildings that are wizard based I get. That's not that important really, but it's only 3 turns, so I'm going to whack that one on. And then I am going to, what am I going to do? I'm going to do his special ability. So he's got a special button over here, and this special button basically allows me to pick any of these mage classes. So basically mages of a different colour, a different variant. So Gelt is a metal mage from the Golden Order. So he is essentially he kind of like earth magic in a sense. So he can kind of call down meteors, he can transmute, he can do lots of different things. Well, what we really want is we want this dude over here. This is a Jade wizard, and very fitting because we're in the Jade part of the world of Warhammer in Cafe. But we want him for the healing. So what we want to do is we've got 294 essays. It costs 100 to recruit him, and it's asking me to click on an army, so we're going to click on this one. It's the only one we have, and then we're going to perform it. The game likes that I did that. seemingly. And I've also got 3 upgrade points. So this is a damaging spell. I have to take that so that it opens up the rest of it. I don't really need this. Usually you'll probably get the hang of this, that this talent down here is usually quite an interesting one to start with lords and heroes. Don't really need that. It's just more stuff that will drop in terms of fights. I'm going to go with Earthblood. That is his entry level healing spell, and that is kind of all we can do at this point. And they give you very nicely a full amount of movement. We're not going to need that because we're just going to join him up, and he is right there. Now, for the sake of the playthrough, what I'm going to do is I can't change Gelt because Gelt he's Gelt. That's basically the way it works. But we can change the names of these guys. So, I thought it might be fun. I'm going to call him Healy McHilson, which I feel like that's a name that really, any parent would be proud to call their son, with no regard to what they wanted them to become later in life. Yeah, I think that makes sense. And what we're going to call this guy, Simon Warner, a great name, nothing wrong with that name, but what we are going to call you is Gideon. And you are going to just have one name, because why on earth would you need more than one? And he is the right hand man of Gelt. Of course he is. He is the advisor, as is my role in life. And he is the confidant, the person that stands next to the person and helps to give them the qualities in life, the questions, the doors, the options that help them to make decisions. I'm, in this case, going to be actually making decisions for Gelt, but that's not something I would do in real life. I'm just here to help make those decisions clearer and help to understand there are decisions. I think that's sometimes the hardest thing in the world. We're just going to end that turn. Yeah, sometimes the hardest thing in the world to appreciate that sometimes in life when you feel most lost, most alone. Similarly to the way Gelt is right here, out in the middle of nowhere, all on his own with kind of a small group of people. To appreciate that there are actually options. There are always options. It's just that sometimes it feels that there's not. Sometimes we put ourselves into positions, or sometimes the world puts us into positions where we don't feel that we can move on, or that we can cope with what's going on. And to a large degree, therapy is about being there to hold someone as they vibrate in that state, as they try to understand what's going on in their life, and what those decisions might be. And as they, sometimes you hear therapists being called mirrors, because we are the image that is reflected back at you. So you sit in a room with someone, you start talking, and you hear your own voice, and suddenly you start to appreciate things that maybe you didn't appreciate before. To some extent, that's us helping you. To some extent, we might throw a bit of our personality, some of our analogies or metaphors in there, but a lot of that stuff is going to be coming from you. And that may sound like it's crazy talk. That may sound like that's not going to do anything, but humans are funny. We have this wonderful quality of self-healing, but it gets clogged and it gets trapped. And if we don't kind of plant it in fertile soil, if the soil or our life is not conducive to it producing positive things to our life, and by the way, positive is whatever you think it is. It's not like there's no moral compass there. Positive is whatever, you know, you define that positive to be. Just to one person it might be money, to another procreation, to another lots and lots of girlfriends. It's whatever you feel it is. But there's also what is the burden of it. You know, your mind in one state might say that you want lots of money, but you know, look at the research into millionaire winners. You know, a lot of people in Britain, I think they did a research project, and I think there was a documentary as well on, I think, about like 10 different millionaire winners that were from low income houses, and their entire lives were ruined by the money. And I'm sure they had great times, I'm sure they bought lots of nice things, but it wasn't what they thought it was. It wasn't the dream that they imagined, essentially. So, you know, that's the two-part kind of methodology, I guess, around working in therapy. Is it's not just about understanding what the doors are, which ones you want to walk through, but also what is the price of walking through them. You know, sometimes we can tell ourselves if we keep trying the same thing and we can expect different results, well, that's okay. That's not a bad thing. But if we're in therapy because those bad results have massively affected our lives and created more negativity, more difficult behaviours, more difficult situations, trauma even, then even if you do get benefits from those actions, maybe those actions aren't working for you anymore. Maybe we need to figure out a way around those. So Gil is healed up. All my heroes are good as well, so we are going to kind of push over. We have given them a little bit of time to kind of prepare because we waited, but we do have a much kind of bigger army now, and we are going to just skip through the turns because we need to take these. And we can see up here in the right hand corner, these red buildings are essentially the ones that we're going to be kind of like taking. So let's have a look. There we go. So research has finished. Let's go and have a little look at what we can do now. So, do we want resistance? Do we want... Yes, I think we want the wizards we recruit to be better. That would be lovely. 6 turns. Okay. I am also... I know this is not efficient, but I am also going to... Yes, I'm going to call in a celestial wizard. Did I do that? What did I do there?
Yes.
Celestial wizard. Oh, okay. So I can send it to there. Right. No problem.
What is your wish?
It just basically wasn't allowing me to click on my guy because I've already done that. So he should be able to get over there. Gives me another body in the army.
The Empire.
Filling up nicely. Only 2 more slots left here. And we actually have enough to go and attack.
I am the Supreme Patriarch.
Very nice. A pretty dominating force. We're gonna take that one.
Our spirits free. Now
And we got another point. We're gonna put that into the spell that we like again. And with my Healy McHilson, he's gonna have anything that can increase his healing.
What?
We've got some money coming in from these buildings, which is great, and we're going to recruit 2 more frontline troops just to block. Very good. And I'm not, I'm checking politics, by the way. This is a different screen. I didn't really explain this, but I'm not really paying too much attention to I guess like the buildings that I'm taking, because this isn't somewhere that I'm going to stay. And again, as I say, this is not a normal type of start. This isn't, usually what you would kind of do in this game, but it just makes it a little bit more interesting. And as I say, for a game that I've played quite a lot of, it kind of makes it more interesting for me, which makes it more interesting for you, hopefully. So we've got the good spell there. We've got some good benefits to it. We're going to get this one for his little hyenas, and that's another damaging spell. We're going to get Gideon upgraded. I want Gideon to be a force for defense. I want him to be able to take the storm of unpleasantness and keep other people safe. That in no way is some kind of weird Freudian part of my personality. It's just the role that I want him to do. I'm going to keep him inside my boundary there rather than just taking the maximum, because then I get a bit of healing. I need to get here. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that even in the next turn. A wonderful thing about this as well is everything kind of upgrades as the story develops. There are new things that come along. It's not just the same thing kind of over and over again. Let's have a little look down here. Let's say hello to Gelt. So this is our boy Gelt, and he's just walking around as you do, completely not phased by being in a completely different land. There we go. So as I said, completely doesn't always feel good to have a situation like that. See, I kind of want to get here. I'm only able to get here because I'm running, which means I can't attack when I'm running, but I also couldn't get there anyway, even if I was able. So that's actually kind of a frustrating feeling, because you have to do a whole nother turn, and all these races, these 245, all of those races are progressing, and in some way it feels like I'm not. Now, we all know what that is. We were taught it as kids. We need some patience. So I'm going to run in now with no patience because I've already had that. Now this is a harder kind of garrison defending, but because my army is full now and we've got some good stuff in it, and this is a castle as well, by the way, so I can actually siege this castle. I'm actually going to smash through that. I'm going to take that, and then I get another option. Now this is a little bit more tricky because essays are good, they really are, but money, I really would like to take more money. I think money is the way forwards, says the person that literally just said money is not the path to happiness, really. I didn't say that, but it's seemingly, I'm saying it now. It will all become clear, my friends, trust me, while I'm doing this. So I'm going to keep pumping the points into training, I'm going to pump the points into healing. And if you're not sure what I'm doing here, these little pips, it means that I can either do them once, like this guy's got one, or this bit has got two. So I can kind of put another point into that. So I'm going to pop one over there, because that's a nice little spell. We took a bit of a beating on that one. Now we have an entire Is it? It's not called district. I forget what it's called. Settlement, capital. Yeah, I'm not sure. But we can do a commandment. Province, that's what it's called. So what we are going to do is, I think we want to kind of generate as much money as we can for the time we're here. So we're going to do that.
Let us begin.
We're going to see if we can get any more money over here. We cannot, except for declaring peace. And we don't really want to do that.
Are you?
Can we do anything fun here? We can do that, which makes more money. Very good. And if you have a look over here, what we've got is we've got a village, and we have an army in that village. So these guys here, and that's Yongsan, that's the one I fought at the beginning, back for revenge. And Old Whaley village is pretty heavily defended. He's recruiting, which is what that mustering means. So I don't know that we're going to be able to get there in one turn. So actually, that's a good point. Let's just see if we can add some items. So we are gonna... What are we gonna do? Passive. Okay, what we're gonna do is we are gonna give me the armor and the healing potion, which is always nice. That's gonna give me a lot better ability to survive, and Old Gelt can have the rest. Now again, look at this, it's not giving me enough movement, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and I'm going to encamp, and that will give me a little bit of healing, and it will help me to get ready for the next fight, which annoyingly is going to be a little bit harder than I hoped.
Do not waste my potential.
Oh well, let's have a look. Now this isn't really my normal kind of play style. As I say, it's a unique playthrough. Certain types of troops I like. I'm kind of known with my friends, I like cavalry. I don't really like cavalry as much when I'm playing it myself, but when we play together, cavalry can be a lot of fun. And the reason for that, the reason for that is that cavalry.
I am innocent.
This is going to be
I
interesting.
shall be victorious.
This is going to be hard. Okay, look at that. So I could lose this one. What do they have here? Okay, I'm going to try and fight this. They are not healthy. Yeah, I'm going to try and fight this. This is not an easy fight. I actually might lose this, but we'll see. And it gives you guys a chance to see what the game looks like. Now, this is a good, well-rounded army. Lots of ranged, which is really strong. Lots of kind of soldiers to block. Cavalry as well. I'm kind of wishing I'm not speaking right now because I can feel my belly give way to fear. I'm damaged here as well, so that's not going to help anything. So the only way I feel that I'm really going to be able to survive this is if I try and play as smart as possible. And smart might be... Yes, this is not an ideal map, I've got to say. First of all, let's put some groups down. So we'll make him one. We will select all of these archers and we'll take that off so they don't run away. We will make him cavalry. We will make all of these archers. We'll make those number 2. Oh my god, what are we going to do here, good? It's stressing me so much that I have literally become my online persona. So I could fight this in the forest, which would kind of get rid of their ability to... that might be the call. I don't know if that's going to work. Do I have... No, he's not on a horse. No one's on a horse. That is not good. Okay, so what we will do then is we will... he's on a horse. That is helpful. What we will do is we will put all of these guys over here, and we will put him over there. We will put these guys and we're all going the other way. We're facing them away because we want to kind of run back. The problem we're going to have is there's a lot of archers and that's going to be really unpleasant. So what I'm going to do is try to hold them up. So I'm going to start, I'm going to pause, and I'm going to just make sure that I can get everything where it needs to be. So the Hellstorm battery will be able to fight over, which is good. This ground is not nice for me at all. It's all uphill, but we should be okay. So we're going to put some archers here. We're going to put some crossbowmen here in front. We're going to put some more archers. This town is going to hold back anything from the right hand side. Not going to hold back arrows though. And we really don't have a very good strong forward line. We're going to put these guys kind of in here. And in fact, I'm not sure that we can do this, but what I will do is I'll overlap all of them so that they're protected from the arrows. That's actually not very good protection, being all on top of each other, but we're going to get these guys. In fact, we'll put those in control. Why doesn't that work anymore? It's supposed to do. Okay, so this is where they're all going. I will put him in the middle. I'll put him over here. No, actually here. I'll put Gelt over here. think that is everything. So that we can just basically go and start to annoy these guys. So let's start everything up. Let's make sure they're all moving.
Men of the Empire,
That's good.
I am no warrior priest blessed with the gift of making grand speeches. For the good of the Empire, fight! Bring me victory!
Let's see if we can pull over
Take position!
these guys. Okay, we're going to put those there. And let's see if we can just pop some healing on those. See if that works. No, it doesn't work. I just wasted that spell. So I was hoping I could get them fit for battle, but they can't be healed past what they started with, seemingly.
Yes, sir, quickly! To battle! Take the ground! Formation
How
march!
fast are these guys? They are fast.
Move out! Quick march! Moving! No lingering! At speed! Detachments move! March at once!
We just need to kind of bait them over here. That's kind of what we're trying to do at the moment. Kind of bring them away. That's it. I'm just going to slow that down. We're going to angle these guys a little bit. So we're baiting them in.
To battle! Quick march! Formation march!
And we're just waiting. Here we go. We're going to be in range in a second. They are desperate to attack me.
At speed! Move up! Take position! Yes!
They really, really want
Yes,
to
sir,
kill
quickly!
me.
Hellstorm! No lingering! Formation march!
I'm gonna, I think, there we go. And they're gone. There's one unit down.
Take position!
Our orders? Taking position!
Don't have a great deal of ammo, but let's see if I
Moving
can
now!
bait the other guys in. Some that was a nice little charge, I've got to say. See that damage? Do a little bit of sneaky, get rid of some of their ammo. Oh, they don't like that. And they are coming for me. Very good. You fight as much as you want, mate. And they got beat. Now remember, we have the healing potion, but we also have Healy magic. So let's throw a Healy on him, get some health back. Let's see if we can't. Oh, more unpleasantness. Kind of working against us there in the trees. Let's get them over there. Let's slow this right down, because this is this is getting into a much more scary situation now. We need to angle. What we could really do with is trying to bunch them up as much as possible, and that is not going to be easy. That is a lot. At least we've got some of those moving off. What we want to do here is try to, as we say, bunch them as much as we can and keep as many away as possible. These guys, spread them out because they're going to get killed. Sometimes you have to play like this. Sometimes it's you have to slow it right down because there's so much going on. So that's sneaky. They have got past me, and essentially they have kind of managed to get some ranged where they shouldn't be. Okay, so I'm just starting some kind of attacking actions here. Lots going on. And I don't quite want to kind of use my magic yet. Not yet. Okay, so that's good. We'll throw some heals down. That's kind of annoying. You've just completely ignored what I said, which is always a lot of fun. We'll get some So they've basically just got through my front line, which is not nice. That's very much unhelpful. We could really do with that cavalry looking better. Okay, that's good. So he's managed to slow them down there. Let's see if I can... Aha, he is done well. That's good. Hailstorm's not firing. That might just be... See if I can get this guy to block. Okay. That's nice. He's holding all of those guys up. He's holding all those guys up. These guys are running amok. Love to say that doesn't happen a lot. Let's see if we can put him there. Very good. So we've broken them. Very nice. Let's see if we can get those guys. Let's pop some spells down. Let's have a look at this. Very nice. Good, good, good. Lots of our archers are doing what we want, which is really good. Where is he? Okay. So they're dealing with them. We've got Gel having a little fight over here. Where's Gideon gone? Gideon is here. Just smashing into people. We'd like to take those out. You're not doing much, are you? See if we can pop a spell there before they get away. Oh, that's nice. That was very nice.
Ready? Moving now.
Cavalry's helping out. Deal with...
By Ulrich's wrath.
No, why are you doing that?
Return to duty. Weapons at the ready. Yes, sir. Launch.
We're just blocking here.
Steady, men!
Ready! Moving now!
Moving now! Get them!
So we have a problem over here in the forest.
Wizards!
But everywhere else is kind of okay. Very good.
No lingering.
Very nice.
No lingering. Faster.
I'm just straightening all these dudes out. So let's just pause this. Let's see what's happening. So we've managed to beat off all of those guys. They're all running. Now we have a problem over here. Let's bring the cavalry back. Let's see if we can't cause some problems for these guys.
Astromancy!
I foresee their deaths.
Can't be a good bit of magic going on.
Sir! Quick march! Sigmar, show us!
Soldiers of the Empire!
There we go, they are running away now.
Send us
Let's
out!
just see if we
Taking
can't
position! Sigma guides us.
do some damage to
Ready for
them.
war! Yes, sir, quickly! Get them!
Balthazar Gelt!
If we can kill the commander, that definitely will help. I don't think we are going to be able to though. That actually went surprisingly well. The auto said that we wouldn't win that, but we did, which is nice. Doesn't always happen that way. We're trying to get this guy, poor old Yong Sun. We killed him before, he came back, he's got a turn timer, and we're just trying to kind of, if we can just get rid of him, that's just going to be better for us going forwards. The more damage we can do to their army, the better. We're getting him down. Let's speed it up a bit. Looking good. Come on. Sorry, my friend, but we do need you gone. That's it. That's good. Very good. Let's just see if we can do any more damage. Very good. And I think that may be the mission over. I did not expect to have to fight such a tricky battle so early on. But you know what? It gave us a chance to show Gelt's colours on what a sterling effort. I think Gideon held that though. He was the shield that kept them at bay most of the time. Yes, definitely not bad. That is an enormous amount of arrows that we could have been taking there. Sometimes in this game, you know, being able to find the right position is more important than anything else. Wow, look at that. 447 kills on the cavalry, 250 on the battery. I mean, Gelt had some pretty good kills as well. Kills aren't everything. I mean, old Gids there only had 122, which is actually quite good for a melee hero, but it's more about what they're doing. You know, I'm quite happy to give kills to, you know, the archers and whoever, but as long as we win.
My potential.
Let's try to. What are we gonna do? We'll have that one. We will have that one. We'll progress through the magic tree, I think, with Gelt. That's what he's good at. So let's make him better at it. With me, what are we going to do? I think we'll just keep pushing into defense. We will keep pushing into healing. Let's just make everyone do what they're good at. That's generally a good thing, I think. Very nice. Excellent. So, this is a
I am
new
ready.
district, so
Are
we'll
you?
put that there. I wonder if we can sell any of these just to make a little bit more money to our good friend over here.
Believe the slander about me.
No, we cannot. They must have taken that out. Or maybe it's a diplomatic thing. Who knows? Who knows? Gotta say, I am quite glad that we didn't die there. That would have been quite sucky. So yeah. Ooh. No, I can't restore. So, nothing I can really do. What quests do I have? Grow your forces and provinces. Okay, so their army is gone. We have one more of their towns left. It's a city, it's the capital. And my troops are damaged. I can't get there in one turn. So as soon as this turn ends, they're going to recruit. They're going to start to... There we go. So what I need to do is balance how quickly I can get there to stop them recruiting.
A quest has been issued, mighty lord.
I have a quest.
Great adventure beckons. Be wary, though, for while the potential rewards are great, so too are the perils.
Okay. Rewards and perils. So my first epic quest, as I like to call them. This one is done. We might as well just get all of those. And again, we aren't like wonderfully healed up here. This guy is all on his own. He's only just been recruited and there's not much in there, so I think we need to hot foot it as quickly as we can.
Do not waste my
We
potential.
might take a little bit of a beating, but yeah, see, we're not regenerating at all now because we're in enemy lands. But you know, some things you have to do, and we don't want him recruiting too much because it's just going to be harder. Okay, so we are good with all of this stuff. Is it definitely not going to let me?
The Lord of the Jade Swan.
That's a shame.
Lad, I am open to it.
No one want to give me more money?
I speak with the
Yep,
wisdom
you
of
do.
Draghi Maker. Natural authority.
Very good. Now this is going to let me build more, but I'm not going to have the time to do that, so I'm just going to push through. I might check my wizards actually. This is a really great menu. So I can't heal them. I can't buy anything. I can make more money though. So let's do that. Again, it will become apparent why I'm trying to generate so much money. We are one city away from being able to go back home to the great old empire. And who wouldn't want to be there? It's such a calm and kind place. Talking of calm and kind, Yong Sun, my old friend, would like to not get destroyed by me. I'm not a great believer in genocide, but I'm, for his sins, I'm gonna say no, because I kind of need to destroy you completely. I don't feel good about that. I don't. But the problem is I have to progress, and there really isn't an option that I like any better. I'm gonna have to own that one.
I am the supreme patriarch.
So he's making it harder for me. He's actually gonna run away. That's an interesting choice. Now look at this. So this is a city. Not a bad garrison. He's got walls. which means I have to get into those walls. Mine is damaged, but it means if I go through, I'm going to lose some of my frontliners. Now, they are very, very low level. They're already damaged. I don't mind. I'm going to let that happen. I'm going to... I might do that, actually. That will actually get me more money. Then I can take it again. That will give me the healing I need. Get me a mission done now.
So,
I will go and get some more magic, some more defense, some more magic. I didn't even name this guy. What a absolute criminal offence that is. Von Hassel. He hassles people. I'm going to call him Bob, because, I mean, a powerful mage should be called Bob, obviously. And I'm going to call him Hasselhoff. Von Hasselhoff. Bob von Hasselhoff. I mean, what a name. Like, come on. Like, does that not literally provoke fear and dread? We completed our mission there, which this really doesn't matter because he's going to attack me next turn. Let's save our money and let's get him to surprise attack me. Please don't. Now, the reason I know he's going to attack me, by the way, is because he has no towns left. So the AI... Okay, that's an interesting way of doing it. He is... he's attacking me, but he's going to cause me attrition, which is probably the best thing he could have done. Respect for that. Stopped me healing for one turn, which is quite annoying. And we are going to get some more magic. And we are going to end the war. And I lose another man. I could go and just finish that properly, but I wouldn't lose him, but I'm going to kill him off. And I'm going to get my final option. So I can stay here. None of those appeal to me. I can stay, be in the Dragon's Good Graces and get some arcane essays. That's nice. But I like this. 25,000 gold. All of the regions go back to Cafe, which makes me feel slightly better about killing one of them. And I get some really lovely buffs there for 10 turns to build up my forces back in the Imperium. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to return the land. There we go. And where am I now? Look at this beautiful shining country that I have returned to. The Empire. Who's this? Well, that should have been Karl Franz, but it's not. Bit of a letdown there. Not even welcoming me home. So, let's have a little look. So, because we're back, look at that. 62,000. That is an enormous amount of money. Let's have a look. See if we can have a chat with any of these.
But my time is short.
These people, these Imperials.
Surely an agreement.
So they're all wanting to do non-aggression pacts, which is lovely.
Yes.
And Talabakland. Okay, so I don't really want to start over there.
My potential.
So I'm going to need to go and set up somewhere to fight.
Yes, that will do.
I at least got my health back. That's really nice. he... I don't have any way to recruit more people. That's not helpful. I really need a bad guy to smash. And I'm not quite sure
Let us begin. That will work.
where to go. But that is a good start. It's a city. The chances are he's going to turn around
You
though.
summon me.
Unless...
I am the Supreme Patriarch.
Let's see if I can do something sneaky here. No, I can't. I'm 15 essays off of being able to double my movement. That is quite annoying. Now, he's probably going to turn around, because even though the computer AI is supposed to
I will
not
set
know
aside my...
what I'm going to do... Oh, thank you. He's forcing me to pay loads of money. I'll do that, because I don't want to go to war with you. I really hope he doesn't turn around. And he didn't. He hates Karl Franz that much. Ah, very good. Very good.
Ready.
So,
Are you?
we are going to go, and we are going to declare war
I shall be victorious.
on the Black Pit. Close victory, but we'll take it. And we are going to grab that. What do we get here? Imperial authorities. Give me a new mechanic.
Let us begin.
And at least we can actually create some troops now. That would be nice. Now, what do I want to do? Because I'm probably going to get attacked. I hate to do it. I really do. But I need some... Or do I? I'm gonna get some cavalry, I think. It is a playstyle I very much enjoy, so we will do that. Everyone's got horses now, which is lovely to see. And I appreciate I'm probably doing this and not explaining as much as I should, but what is going on here is, so we've come back, we've got loads of money, we're back in the Empire lands. The leader, kind of the Empire lands is Karl Franz, and he is kind of wandering around, essentially kind of trying to reclaim them, basically. So we're just going to help him out a little bit with that.
Approach and make your offer.
Set up some political agreements. Oh, that's interesting. So Marienburg would allow me to join them. Not my first option with the army I have. Because if I do that, he's going to come and attack me. So let's not do that just yet, shall we? We'll hold that one off. What they're asking, by the way, is these guys over here. This is like a kind of mercantile trading empire, part of the Imperium, and they would like to confederate with me. So it means I absorb all of their lands.
What brings you here to do?
Oh, they're forcing me to pay. And this is because I have so much money. The reason they're doing that, it's really annoying. It's a silly mechanic. That's another quest they've given me. Thank you for moving the camera. Okay.
The Empire.
Wrecker's Point I need. Here is my
Who calls?
friends popping out to say hello to me.
Summon me.
Okay. That's good. He's probably going to attack me, I would imagine. Let's see if I can recruit. Nope. Now that would be good.
Master engineer.
We'll get someone that can help me build quicker. And let's see what happens here. He might attack if he's angry enough, or he might just raid. He might just try to whittle me down a little bit. Old Carl Franz is busy over there. He's just killed the Wood Elves, which is an interesting move because they are usually quite nice. I'm not going to do a non-aggression pact with you because my boy Carl Franz is probably going to get quite irritated with me if I do.
Let us begin.
Now this guy... that's interesting.
I am ready. Are you? I am the Supreme Patriarch.
So I'm going to take my time a little bit here, and I'm going to recruit.
Master engineer.
Ah, that's annoying. Let's do that.
Prepare the defenses.
And let's do that. These are good. Now we have certain, again, this is quite a unique thing to Gelt's playthrough. We have a lot of money, we have a bit of time, and lots of things happening around us. We are the new boy in this particular area. We do have an enemy, which is a lovely little goblin faction, but they are kind of to the north and the south of us, which makes things a little bit more tricky. So I probably don't want to kind of jump into anything too quickly here. I'm going to build up my cavalry ranged whilst
Come then. Only Sigma's god.
starting off some nice little contracts with people, get some trade. Ah, my boy the dragon himself would like a trade deal. Clearly he enjoyed me being over there.
Welcome,
Another trade deal. Marienburg still want to do some stuff together.
Approach as friend. And
Get some money off them.
what?
Still not ready to join them just yet. A good way of getting some quick towns, start my empire off, but not quite ready yet. Got a little beastman army. These kind of pop up randomly. They don't kind of react like normal lords. They can be quite unpleasant. They run away a lot, do a lot of damage. So they're kind of quite good to attack as soon as you see them. You can see he's just disappeared there. So, what do I want to do?
Imperial scholar.
I think what I want to do is I want to give
A
him
land ship would be quicker.
those and get rid
Different
of those.
parts for a new alloy.
And then I want to
Pick up the pace.
start to come down here. I really need to get
Wind
rid
of Shalon,
of that.
I will.
Is he going there? No.
Very well. I will do this.
Not quite sure where he's gone, that guy.
So many ideas.
Probably
the
not good
Empire.
for me, I would imagine. So we are playing fairly
the
quick
Empire.
now. Oh, they don't want to join anymore. Fair enough. Okay. Altdorf, the capital of the whole empire. Hopefully one day that will be mine. Ah. We have... Is he going to go and take my town? I think he is. That is a very Karl Franz thing to do. I bet he does.
The nation
Okay, so
calls.
we are going to go and take this place. Not a town that I massively need, but one that
So,
will give us some options.
let us begin.
We will put some points into Healy again. Keep doing what we're doing, make him even more powerful. You can see I've changed the dynamic of my army here, so we've still got the main guys, but we have kind of we've got like a kind of new division of ranged cavalry that's beginning to form, and that's something that we'll keep kind of progressing to make things just a bit easier. They're a good unit. That's a shame. I could have joined them then. They don't want to join me anymore. They obviously don't like the cut of my jib, whatever a jib is. And they have also disappeared, so I'm not sure where this army is. And they're not exactly a small army.
By the comet.
So let's get some defences going on. Let's get some... What do I want? I might do that just so that I can get some
What?
engineers. I'm very worried about where that guy has gone. Like incredibly worried.
Pioneer of progress.
I am the Supreme Patriarch.
But I need
That's
to
what you
move. I can't stay around here. This is... Hopefully he doesn't take that in one turn. So I need to get over to here to take this, and this will complete my district, my province. And that will mean I can get some benefits from that. Oh, look at that. Karl Franz. Did you really need to? And the perfect ending to this would be that I also lose the town that I got. Nope, it's not going to do that. He's dead. He's gone. Mr. Goblin
The Empire.
has wandered off. So, who's my enemy? Well, if I'm going to go and continue my
As
war,
the Empire demands.
I
what I
am
need to
ready.
do,
Are you?
grab loads more of these guys. There we go. So we've got a whole cavalry army now.
Expert in innovation.
I do not want any
My
of them.
decision will be
Keep the costs
correct.
down.
Ready.
Work to do.
Don't want you.
Do not waste my potential.
So, I don't want the damage.
Yes, that will do.
Let's go and have a look if they have an army. They do have an army.
I'll be all powerful.
It's not the best army. It's not the worst either. I could really do with
Let us begin.
getting down.
Wind of Shammon, I will.
I really don't like, so this is all damaged, so see I'm getting damage here. Don't like doing this, but I kind of don't have much of a choice. I kind of want to
By Sigma's will.
progress and
Yes.
okay.
Welcome, my country.
Welcome to you, my countrymen, is what he was saying there. And that is my first confederation. So, I mean, he literally confederated with one left.
Nobody understands the importance of
So I'm
ballistic
not
calculations these
massively impressed with his
days. Change
bargaining
of
ability.
components.
Maybe that's a
Master
reflection on my
engineer.
bargaining ability. I might have one of you. That is a lovely skill. Disciplined, +2 leadership, +2 attack, all units.
What do
Very
you
nice.
require? So many ideas.
Okay. Very good. Oh, we have a little hero there as well.
Yes, yes.
No, I will not be giving you a gift, and I don't care if you go to war with me. They're very demanding, these lords. Politics, not something I would ever want to be a part of. So, let's see what we've got here. We've got mean. Ooh, that's not nice.
I am the Supreme Patriarch.
I'm going to pop you in there.
It is time.
Darkness comes.
Now, this is not a very built up army at all.
Invention is my gift.
The Empire. I am in ascent.
Oh,
Just as I designed.
just realised what I've done. I should be able to remedy it. I need to get that unit out of here. And I need to get that unit
Yes. Righteous fury upon them.
into
Healing.
there. That is optimum then.
I trust no man.
I am ready.
You
Are you?
can go away. Here we go. This is the guy I wanted. An engineer, someone that helps with range. And, yeah, why not?
Engineer.
It is coming together. Definitely coming together. Let's see what he does, because he's got someone he's not at war with on his border. It's not going to make him happy. But we're kind of close to creating. There we go. He's run away. It's almost like the AI knew that something was coming, but surely not. The AI would never be able to cheat like that.
Very well.
So,
I will
we'll
do
get some
this.
free XP by
Maintain supply lines.
popping you there,
Architect of victory.
bring you round, and then we will start our war with Heinrich Kemmler, our local vampire. And by taking that, that will cut off a fair bit of the attrition in this area.
So,
It'll take a little while to do that though. And let's get some different things going here. Got a good amount of heroes now, that's lovely to see.
Diligent creator.
You can run back
Brisk pace.
to our capital. Okay. Now. Okay, so another dragon wants to give me money. I will not turn that down. Not a phrase I say a lot, I've got to admit. A dragon wants to give me money. You know? Not adverse to taking money in hard times, but not always happening from dragons. Certainly not when I'm not dreaming, at least. Although I would love to dream about dragons. I have very strange... When I do have strange dreams, my dreams tend not to be about things that I would consciously imagine to be strange, if that makes any sense. I tend to have dreams about shapes, dreams about
the nation calls.
kind of conceptual things, which is
For the Empire.
quite strange
If you want it done right.
to my conscious mind when I wake up. There's a lot of stress being a therapist, a lot of stress you have to deal with, lots of ways to, you know, kind of understand that stress. That's kind of quite an important thing to learn to cope with that, to make sure that you're
Certainty and
processing it is a big part of being a therapist. But you're still going to dream. You know, sometimes you don't appreciate the dreams, you don't always
By the comet.
even remember that you're having dreams, but it doesn't mean that you don't. Dreams something I really enjoyed when I was training to become a therapist, learning about dreams and the way kind of imagery represents more than just what you're kind of aware of. I know a lot of people probably think, you know, the whole understanding of dreams is quite ambiguous and confusing, and I wouldn't disagree with that. It's also fascinating to me, but it is kind of quite a strange topic. Dreams, I think there's so much about them that we don't understand, and if you think about it, the big kind of concepts, life, death, dreams are in there. I mean, dreams are, you know, a pretty powerful part of humanity, and yet we know so little about them. It's
Invention is
quite bizarre, really, for something that's such an integral part of our reality to be so
They'll be
ambiguous.
marching, all right.
I don't know that there's
It is
anything
time.
that we've explored less that's so integral to human life and existence. But okay. Oh, that was what I needed. Are you going to let me have another engineer? Because I would like that. I'm going to go with that one.
Engineer. Gifted tinkerer.
Now, there's a lot of reasons engineers are so cool. they have some great abilities themselves, but they increase the range of how far you can move, which is great. And they also increase all of the ranged attack of whatever kind of range units are in your army, which is even better. Ah, shall I be naughty here?
That will work. Your order is dismissed.
Now, let's just have a look. That has got one turn before it gets stronger. That is unpleasantly
Do not
strong.
waste my potential.
Let's please say that I can do this. Now what I've just done there is use the special ability of my friend Bob, and what that ability does is it refreshes all of the action points, and that has given me a really lovely bonus, and it's helped me to get out of a tricky situation where he probably would have attacked me whilst I was getting attrition there, and I got to kind of push on and fight in a much more conducive to my kind of strengths battle. Get some more points. Get some more Healy. You see the pattern here. Reward old Bob. Sigmar, eh? That's a priest. Makes me move more. Okay, very good.
No finer
I'll have to make room for him. So, we have a province. We are going to get rid of that. We are going to get rid of that. We are going to... what are we going to do? We're going to do that. And we're going to check on the politics. And you know what? I think what we will do as well is we will
I am the supreme patriarch.
make him our prime enemy. Make this faction here, because this game is, I mean, I would play this game for days, you know, certain playthroughs, constantly progressing, constantly getting up to, you know, greater heights. You know, these lords go up to level 50. Me having more money is really becoming a burden, honestly, because these lords are percentage taking advantage of me, let's just say. Okay.
I am ready.
Those are healing up nicely. I'm going to make these into money generators. That as well.
War drives progress.
Now what he's doing here is he's got a fairly good army, and he's got a fairly good fort.
I'll have your soul. What?
Honestly, I really...
If something can be understood, it can be
I
dismantled.
don't think I'm going to push in on that.
Work to do. Compelled by good sense.
Yes, let's give it another turn. Let's give it another turn.
Brilliance.
Don't do anything in this game if you don't feel ready to do it, because the AI will punish you. It's definitely not a simple AI. I think that's what makes it a good game. And it also makes it a frustrating game sometimes.
What errand
And remember,
brings the
this is called The Calm, this episode. Well, The Calm would suggest that it is, you know, not stressing me out. But, you know, maybe that's not what it's about. Maybe The Calm isn't just about not being stressed out. Maybe it's also about, you know, feeling in control. I mean, we mentioned that at the beginning, didn't we? Ah, look at that. So
The
what we're
Empire.
going to do is we're going to move here, do half a move. We are then going to get rid of you.
Down to the
We're going to
finest
bring you into there.
contraptions to hasten our movement.
And then we are going to go and smash that. Now look at this. They think they can beat us, so we are going to fight this one. The old skeletons. Let's see what we can do to them. Ah, they have walls. Now that is not good. That is very, very not good. That was a mistake. So why is this bad? They have a city here, essentially, and the walls are going to stop me from coming in. Now, if I was a infantry army, that would be absolutely fine. But I'm not. I am a complete cavalry army, and that is a problem. So I'm going to have to find a way.
Outriders! Your orders?
To sort this out. Now what I'm doing here is the turrets are going to become active on this city and they are going to punish me
Outriders!
because I can't get in the city, and the only way I'm going to be able to get in the city is with all of my heroes smashing down the front gate. I do not like it, my friends. It is not my preferred playstyle, but it is the only option I really have.
Very well. To battle.
And if I can smash down the front gate, I'm not
Master Crush!
sure. Ah, okay.
Righty-ho!
There we go. So. There we go, that's good. So I can't get attacked by the towers. In fact, the towers only come to here. So let's set up some groups.
Sigma calls!
We'll do 2, we'll do 3, and we will get rid of the runaway option.
Outriders!
We're just looking at this boundary line here
At speed!
and just making sure that we are not getting inside of it.
Moving now!
Let them sort that out.
Ready for war.
Now, what I can do, even though this is not the way I would have liked to do it, is I can do this. Okay.
I am master of shadow.
Just going to drop some spell damage down. We'll try and get rid of the horses. Why is it doing that?
Haste gold magic.
You let me do it over
Feel
there.
my heart.
Okay. Okay, the gate's coming down nice and quick, which is good. They are not really doing much
Take the ground.
with that.
Attack.
For Heldenhammer!
Let's see if I can drop.
I foresee
Some
their
lightning on
deaths.
them. Come on. Ah, so frustrating. So we've smashed through,
Sigma calls. Shaman.
and now we are going to
Formation. March. Get them.
we're going to try to run in. This is going to be interesting because they are going to all bunch up. And the good thing about this, the good thing, is that bunching up for heroes is actually really good. Because it means we can do this. And that is definitely not a bad thing.
Battle protocols. Crucible of war.
Now I don't know if I'm going to be able to really get in there, but the guns have disappeared, so we should. Do you know, honestly, these heroes are probably going to win this for me.
As an order. The Empire endures.
Let's drop some magic.
Celestial might! For the Empire! They'll never move again. The heavens unleashed! Warrior priest!
Can't see a lot of what's going on here, but look, essentially, if we come in, all of these guys, we've got my heroes fighting them in a nice big scrum, which, as I said, works really well for me, not so well for them.
I foresee their deaths. Armor melts. Ready for war. Ulrich's wrath on them. Haste gold magic. I am master of Shabbat. Formation march!
We're going to try and squeeze some of our guys in here, but I do not imagine it's going to go well, because there's a lot of units.
Outriders! In the name of the twin-tailed
But I
comet.
just keep trying to force them to do it.
Affirmative!
I have a feeling I can heal them up a little bit.
Ready? Yes, sir, quickly!
They're not actually doing too bad. That's actually quite good.
By my will
Running
alone!
out of magic though.
For the
And that is
Emperor!
almost all of that control group 2. And they're starting to pepper them. Which is nice. Set these guys up in front.
Go! The
Let's see if we can get
endures.
these guys in. Wouldn't that be good?
Take the ground!
Oh, you're just going to be really annoying, aren't you? He's going to block. Okay.
Ivorina, listen!
Charge! I will obey!
So what he's done there, which is just annoying time-wise, is that he has just come out at the moment that we were coming in. And that means that it's going to kind of force them to go into battle with him. is just going to basically drag them, but he's look at that, he's actually being knocked over constantly. Poor Liesel Lichmore. Didn't hear a lot of people called Liesel.
Captain of the Empire!
The Empire endures! For Heldenhammer!
There we go. Look at that swathe of damage. They are falling apart. That's what skeletons do. And we win. That's what we do, it seems. Or at least it feels good to win. Look at this. That is some good spells. Almost 400 there for both of those aggressive wizards, combat wizards, whatever you want to call them. Not a great amount for my actual army. Yeah, great army. Vampires, very, very quick to recruit, really good units, but when they rout, they fall apart. All the bones fall to the ground. Not so nice. But yeah, lots of fun to play. So we're going to take that one. We will take a pat on the back from myself for actually doing something that was not what I thought and not dying, which is my preferred way of playing this game. Not losing, should I say. I suppose one of the funny things about this game, I was saying this morning to a friend of mine, is that I find that I play this game, I enjoy it so much that I actually tend to kind of play a little way through and then I will just want to start a different race. And I think that's a lovely kind of element of a good game, that you just kind of, you enjoy it so much that you kind of want to keep playing it in different directions. It's a really, really good quality, personally. And as we can see here, so I own kind of these bits. I would love to kind of make this more cohesive, a lot more like my own land. Try to get as I can definitely say that categorically I enjoy not having to fight battles in every direction. That is something that definitely adds to calm. If we're talking about calm, I like playthroughs that I start in the corner of the map or in the side of the map where I'm moving in one direction. It's a strange thing to talk about, but I do definitely feel that when you're fighting on all fronts, there is a kind of sense of instability, not just to the fact that you're doing that, but also just in general. You know, it is a very unstable way, I think, for any human to feel, you know, which way is forwards, which way is up, which way is down. I think we can all relate to that in normal life, really.
Let us begin.
We need to have a point of reference, a way to kind of define where we're going, where we came from. Are we progressing? You know, I talk to so many people that, you know, come to therapy and they're not 100% sure why they're there, which you might think is strange because they're going to be, you know, paying for therapy. But it's one of the reasons I don't charge a lot, because I think, you know, sometimes the first half of, well, the first like 10% of therapy time-wise is, you know, really kind of just trying to understand the concept of therapy. Like, what is it? Talking to someone you don't know, telling them things you've never told anyone. You know, what is it to, what does it feel like to be able to be vulnerable on that level, to fear that what you say to that person, because even though they know it's confidential, they know they don't know me yet. They don't know. No, they haven't learned. There's no repetition yet of the situation, so they're not 100% sure of what's happening and what's going to happen, and that scares people.
Do not waste
So,
my potential.
you have to kind of learn like what actually is like therapy. Like, what does it mean, and what does it mean to you individually? That's not as easy as you may think. It's a very personal journey, I think, and it's a journey I have enormous respect for people that go through it, because it's not an easy one. The level of honesty is tricky. Tricky is an interesting way of putting it, but it's not an easy thing. You're talking
Yes, that will do.
on a level that feels very uncomfortable sometimes, and you have to kind of figure out how that feels to you, what that means. I'm gonna auto that one. I lose a unit, which I don't like, but I take his capital. Oh, what was that? That was a nice little epic
It
item.
is time. So,
Not massively helpful with what we're doing, but so yeah, you go into therapy, you think you know why you're there, but that can be progressive. That can kind of
are you?
change as you go,
You summon me.
and ultimately,
Who calls?
the idea of therapy is that you're trying to figure out a problem or something that's going on in your life. You might even feel that you're the problem, and that's a pretty heavy thing. I mean, the literal personality you have, the literal, Gideon, the person, the entity, the holistic conglomeration of all of your lived memories, lifespan, hopes and dreams, that is wrong or bad, or has been brought up in a certain way, believing certain things, or has had trauma in their life, or is trying to understand why they have kind of repetitious destructive behavior. It could be anything, but it is certainly something to be able to talk about that, because you're talking about yourself. And even though this sounds really obvious, it causes an enormous amount of pain sometimes to just even utter the words that I'm not just wrong, but
Empire.
I've done things in my life. I am wrong on such a level that I've hurt people, or I've hurt myself, or I've damaged things. We have repression. We have the ability to block, to deny. These are things that help us to cope with the things that we define as
Honor
mistakes.
to you and to the lady.
It's incredibly difficult to turn around and look at mistakes that you've made in the past, especially big ones, and just be like, yeah, no, I get it. And I think the funny thing about that is you see in films people doing that all the time. They're like so self-aware, and they're like, oh yeah, I totally did that. Like, I totally, I used to be a criminal, or I used to hurt people, or I used to, fuck people over, or whatever. But I'm okay now. It's all good. I've processed it. That's tricky. I don't know that look. Like, that's not something that I kind of can massively empathize with, because I don't think it's that easy, and I've never seen it be that easy. Even if they've done their own processing at a different point in life, it's very rare. Most people that go through really hard processing for the really hard things, they don't talk about it. They may get to a point where they can own it, that they can even balance it,
Hail to you, Lord.
but I don't know that they offer it. I don't know that they, some people, they just kind of they will take darkness in their life and they'll offer it. Like, this happens a lot at university, I think, with kind of younger people. It's almost like a badge of identity, bad things that have happened. They'll be almost kind of more inclined to talk about bad things, negative things than
No peace, just war.
than the positive things. You know, I remember. Oh, we killed them. Very nice. That is a satisfying end. We absolutely smashed them. Look at that army. Half almost full of heroes. Over half full of ranged cavalry. Very, very nice army. So, let's just save that up. Let's just jump back to the main screen. Yeah, I mean, as I was saying there, identity, you know, sometimes it's easier to kind of accept the bad stuff. We did I remember when I was training in the first or second year, and I remember our lecturer at university said to us in a group of about 30 people, I want you to come up with 2 things that you see as negative about yourself. You don't have to tell the class, I just want you to think about them. And we're all kind of looking at each other like, well, that's strange, but okay. So we wrote them down. Everyone's looking at each other, clearly thinking, is anyone going to talk? Some people did. Some people did it in a very brutal and honest way, which was kind of strange. I think it was the first year, so we were kind of not quite into what honesty looked like just then. And then the real kicker came. He said, okay, now I want you to put 2 things that you are amazing at. 2 things that make you a great person. And all I can express here is that we looked at each other with the look of almost utter dread. Because just imagine, this isn't a one-to-one like you'd have in therapy where it's safe, it's trusted, it's calm, you understand the environment. This is 30 people, 29 other people in the class, plus a lecturer, and you have to say something good, 2 things good about yourself. Now, people have already spoken, so yes, you don't have to say it out loud, but there's a kind of implication that maybe you'd want to, or maybe you should. Now you start to get this enormous kind of conflict, and this is what's really fascinating, I think, about the age we live in, and maybe not just the age, maybe it's been there forever, but humans these days, we find it a lot more harder, and this is definitely my experience, to talk about the positives in our life, to talk about the things we're proud of, to talk about the good things that we've done, that we feel good about. Because what tends to happen is that we don't clock them. And I see this a lot with kind of YouTubers and people that kind of walk around with cameras. Because the problem is that you have to change the way your brain thinks, I think, to be to do that job well. You have to constantly, every time something that you define as good or dramatic maybe, which is not the same as good, happens, your camera is there before your eyes are there, before your sense, your personality is there. You're talking to the camera before you're talking to them. And I think that is a filter over existence that I think is kind of, I worry about where that would lead you. I worry about what that would do to you when there's no one to aim the camera at, or when you're sitting in your bed and trying to watch Netflix, or just be calm, just be at peace with yourself. I worry about what that would do repetitiously to someone's mind, where their camera would be almost like the only way they can, like a transitional object, something that links to something else. I worry how you would experience life without that camera. And to go back to what we were saying about negativity itself can be a transitional object. Because what you see a lot at university, and what I certainly experienced, was you would get people that would offer up appallingly deep and painful stories with almost no conversation, no build-up. You know, they would talk about rape, they would talk about extreme bullying, they would talk about you know, racism and aggression and you know, police and criminal activity and just like really like not the normal how's the weather kind of conversation. And you might say, well, it's a therapy course. This was in the first year, in the first month. This was people that were like, they were almost like they were waiting, they were gagging to tell these stories. Now you might ask yourself and say, well, why would they be gagging to tell these stories? You might even come to the conclusion that maybe they're going to be a great therapist because they're so good at telling the truth. Again, I think we all have to make our own decision up about what that is, but what I'm talking about here is when you use something from your life, something difficult, but something that also has a value, and that thing then, like the camera, becomes a transitional object. You use that thing as almost like a commodity, as currency in life. I was bullied, therefore this happens. This thing is now me. This is who I am. This is why I am. This is why I do what I do. And again, you know, it's being able to understand this stuff is amazing. You know, it's what therapy is, a big part of therapy, understanding the traumas in your life. But there is a big difference from understanding traumas to using traumas to, I suppose, to leverage the dramatic elements of them, to understand the ripple that they will cause, not for understanding or for a sense of shared kind of view, so that you can get people's opinions or you can kind of talk about how you dealt with it, but because you know that it will impact and it will ripple through the group like an explosion, and people will generally react in the same way, which is they will react with empathy, especially therapists in training. They will react with apologies, maybe with cuddles. You will get an extreme amount of goodwill. We see this a lot online. We see it with people. You know, people talk about love bombing, but they don't talk about kind of trauma bombing. I think a lot of people will see that as something that they don't want to talk about, but I think they can feel it. I think there are moments when people drop into a category of honesty where it just feels kind of off. We recently had something happen that I think is a good example of this, where we had someone that, you know, kind of had a loss in their life, and they were publicly talking about this on a social media platform, and they were, you know, it was their grief, you know, for everyone to see, and I'm okay with that. I think that's actually really good. You know, it's therapy. If they're not getting therapy, it's therapy in its own way, visual, verbal. You're writing out your pain like a diary, and you're getting interaction, so you can kind of understand yourself in new ways through that interaction. That's good. Free therapy. In some ways. I think the problem was when we kind of get to a point where, you know, a kind of a month or 6 weeks or more, and there's still the same level of posting going on with the same types of messages, the same types of, and you're noticing that even though the person may be kind of continuing that trend, the views, the likes, the comments are dropping quite dramatically now. Now you might look at that and say, oh well, people are mean, people aren't empathic, people don't care. I think they do. I think that people just, they see it and they think, well, do you know what, I think I'm just going to leave you to your grief. I'm just going to step back, and I'm going to just let you kind of do what you need to do. And I think a part of that can sometimes also be that they start to see it as something a little bit off, a little bit kind of personal that maybe doesn't need to be shared. Even people that love to share and love to interact with each other, I think there is a kind of time limit on that in some way, and certainly that's my experience with clients. So what are we talking about? Well, we started this video talking about calm, and I feel quite calm. We've kind of gone through, one of my favourite games here, and in this game we have been able to, do some things that weren't particularly calming, I've got to say. Just like the analogy, the story there, of someone using a situation to benefit them, to give them calm. Maybe that's posting on Facebook, maybe that's telling everyone in a group their most dramatic secrets, maybe that gives them calm. I know that there are people that are built a certain way and had certain kind of upbringings, that very extreme situations that are not generally the norm, the majority, should I say, amount of people, that they find calm in extreme situations. Businessmen maybe that are very good on their feet, they find calm in the chaos. Well, maybe that's a little bit of this, because we were playing as the lovely Gelt, one of the most arrogant and funny leaders of the Imperium in the Warhammer universe. We didn't get to really play a lot on that. I should have probably shown you a little bit more of why he's so arrogant, what his thing is. But we saw some of his kind of prowess in battle, and we conquered the lands of the dragons. We came back, we precariously inserted ourselves into the Imperium, in the wake of Karl Franz absolutely maraudering everywhere, and we took out, what's his name, Heimlich Kessler, is that his name? We took out the Barrow Legion, the vampires, which is not always easy. They're quite strong, and this is just a taster. This is something I can do every day. It's like curry for me. I could eat that every day. It is just a great thing for me. But it wasn't all calm. There was a fight at the beginning that was way harder than it needed to be because I slowed down. I won that, but the computer didn't think I would. And then we had a fight there where, we had walls. That is actually quite a big problem. Managed to sort that out. And, we had little kind of uncertainties. We had the point where we had kind of the first enemy, which was the Goblin army, if you remember that. And they were both north and south of us. That meant I couldn't really do anything. That put me in a sense of anxiety. A sense of uncertainty. Where do I go? What do I do? The fog of war was not helping me. Now, I could be a better player, and maybe I get less anxiety. Maybe I am a better player than I was, so many years ago when I started playing this. Maybe I get less anxiety now than what I would have had. I'm pretty sure when my sister plays this, if she does, I'm pretty sure she's probably going to be quite anxious. I'm pretty sure even going into the game she's going to be like, oh my god, what is all of this? Maybe this video will help her a little bit, who knows. But I think the thing is, what it tells me is that calm is a difficult word to define in gaming, because I think if it's too calm, if it's too relaxed, I think that it can become boring, and it doesn't actually give you what you want. And I think this is the real question about what calm is, and what, if that's even the right word, for the games that we go back to. The games that really give us that mental health, and they give us that sense of stability in dark times, in times of loss of control, in times of illness. I don't know that it is calm. Maybe for me, the question isn't about is this a calm game? I think maybe is this the game that has the balance of what I need right now? And maybe that's why this isn't my only game that I play. And that is a great little segue into talking about the Storm. Because the Storm is going to be, well, I'm not going to give it away. As I said, it's going to be a game that I play a lot. A game I actually play is one of my favourite games to play multiplayer. We're going to be playing a lovely, lovely big multiplayer version of it at a gaming event later this year, which I'm so excited about. It is a game that has been upgraded and developed over many, many years. It is a gorgeous game, but it is a... Yes, you're going to see sides of me, I think, that I'm not sure I'm happy to share, because I may go a little bit high-pitched. It is quite a scary and jumpy game, and notoriously annoying. I definitely may die in that game, but I think it encompasses the Storm. It definitely encompasses chaos and all of the kind of more chaotic emotions, but it is still a game I love to go back to. So what a strange thing to say, a game that I go back to, a game that calms me, gives me strength, gives me comfort, gives me purpose, and yet is full of all of the opposing emotions. Guys, this has been an absolute delight. It's nice to share something so personal with you guys, even though this is a game you can all get on Steam, or whatever you personally use. It's been so enjoyable and so lovely for me. As I say, it's left me in a lovely calm state, but also you may hear my smile, as they say. A real kind of wonderful ability to do this today and to share this with you guys, and I hope you find your own game. I hope you have your own game. I'd love to know what it is. If there is your particular game, I'd really love to see that in the comments below. I would dare you to find that within yourself. What is, to challenge yourself to find, what's the game I most play? What's the one I go back to? Even if you wouldn't put the word calm with it, what would that be? And if you pop that down now, I'd love to see it. And ultimately, if this all records and it doesn't go completely wonky, that's another one from me. So take care of yourself. Take care of your mental health. This is Gideon.